meeting with the Prime Minister, and of course, you're all aware that we have been extremely welcomed into Burkina Faso. But this would not happen. Our presence here in Burkina Faso as African diaspora would not have happened had it not been for your amazing embassy, the Burkina Faso embassy in Washington, D.C. I told the Prime Minister today that having spent time in Washington, D.C., it is my humble opinion that the most functional embassy in Washington, D.C. is the Burkina Faso embassy, and nobody can challenge that. So it is through the Burkina Faso embassy in Washington, D.C., followed by, of course, through the foreign ministry, that we are here today. We have been received in a way that no one even imagined. So for that, on behalf of the African diaspora, we want to thank our brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso for the resounding welcome that they have given us so far. In addition, we did get a brief history of who we are from the Prime Minister. He reminded us that we need to continue to fight the enemy who has lied to us for centuries, the enemy who has misrepresented Africa, but more importantly, since we're here, the misrepresentation of Burkina Faso, the image that has been painted of Burkina Faso. We all have a responsibility to dispel those lies. And we have a responsibility as Africans to tell the world the truth about Burkina Faso. We are here as testimony to that. When those people who are here today, I call them the renegades. The renegades, in spite of the negativity coming out of the world, they said, no, Burkina Faso is home, we are going home. We don't tell Chinese not to go to China. We don't tell the Indians not to go to India. We don't tell the Europeans not to go to Europe. Africans must come home. They must come home to Africa. And for us, we are blessed that we have a president who has stood up, a president who represents everything we have ever wanted in an African man, a president who has stood up and said, Africa belongs to the Africans. And we have an example of how Africa must readjust and reshape our leadership. So in Burkina Faso, we have found a home. The president is calling for the conclusion, for the correction of the wrong of over 400 years. The children of Africa are welcome here in Burkina Faso, particularly descendants of the formerly enslaved. President Traoré is saying the wrongs of yesteryear must be corrected, beginning in Burkina Faso. I want you all to know that what is happening in Burkina Faso is something that should have happened a long time ago. It really is sad when you think about it, that over 400 years of the children of Africa being taken out of Africa as slaves, not a single African country has put out a clarion call to say, you can come home to Burkina Faso. You can come home to any other African country. It is Burkina Faso that is making that clarion call to say, descendants of the formerly enslaved, you must come home to Burkina Faso. African diaspora, the right thing is for you to come home to Burkina Faso, and Burkina Faso is standing up and saying, let's right this wrong. And so we are here to celebrate that call, that clarion call. We're answering that clarion call from President Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And that is why we are here today. So the Prime Minister reminded us of our journey, reminded us of the forces out there that are trying to continue to divide us, and that if we don't stay awake, alert, and oriented, these forces will win. So the forces of evil that have kept Africans and Africans in the diaspora from coming together, we must always be aware of them and be determined to defeat them by any means necessary. So yes, we did get a history lesson, brief as it was, but very much to the point. So the meeting with the Prime Minister was amazing, and we were received very warmly. And of course, Our Excellency, our ambassador to Washington, as usual, is always there, supportive. He's with us. And of course, the permanent secretary from the foreign ministry. So we just had a very wonderful time. and we really, truly appreciate him taking the time to meet with the ADDI leadership.